The Pro-C2 is a fabulous update to FabFilter's flagship compressor. In this video, we're going to look at some of the old and new features, and I'm going to try and show you why this is a great compressor to add on to your arsenal of third-party and DAW compressors. It's really got a lot of nice, unique features and characteristics that I think make it really worthwhile. Let's start by looking at the interface. New in this version, we can go full screen mode by clicking that button. I'm going to click there to go back, or we can go to 3 preset sizes. This is medium, but we can go small or large, and this is optimized for Retina display as well. I'll go back to medium for the moment. We can optionally show or hide the knee, and as we dial knee controls, you can see it going from a hard knee to a rounder, softer knee. And I'll just hide that for the moment. We have the vertical metering on the side here, input, output, and gain reduction in the middle. And I love that we can adjust the scale here so we can focus in on different areas of the dynamic range as we're working. But we have a display control here which allows us to switch to horizontal metering, and it turns off the big graphic display. And I'm just going to bring that back. Plus we have a sidechain section that we can hide or reveal over here. So those are the basic graphic enhancements here. Let's put this to work. I'm going to play a little region here that has some staccato piano chords with all the velocities and note lengths the exact same. So that's constant. And what I love about this compressor is the visual feedback you get here. You can see as you're adjusting the controls, the influence that they're having on the signal at the same time that you hear it. So let me dial some threshold down, play this, and we'll take a look. Now if I dial a lower threshold, you'll see these lines go down lower. And let me just increase the ratio a bit. The attack, as you can see here, is very quick. We have a fast attack. When I make it slower, we'll get less compression because these are very staccato kind of chords with sharp transients, but you'll see a softer attack and obviously hear less compression. And similarly with the release, this line will get more gradual as I dial in a slower release. So I love the visual feedback that we get. Gain is really flexible here. Not only can we adjust the wet gain here, but we can adjust the panning of the post-compression signal and just command click here and we can reset, and we have an auto gain button, which is very useful. And we can blend in the dry signal as well here for parallel compression, and similarly here we have panning for the dry signal, the pre-compression signal. I'm just command clicking to reset. Now we have new in this version some different compression styles. We have clean, classic, and opto, which we've seen before, but the new algorithms have nice new characteristics. I'm going to play them for you now with this same piano example for the moment. We'll listen to them separately after, but just so we can sort of clinically hear what they're doing. With vocal, the ratio is grayed out, and the knee is grayed out as well. There's an automatic knee and ratio control, and it's a kind of aggressive compression that's great for pop-style vocals. Now with mastering, we're going to hear it's the most transparent of all in my opinion. It's really got very little harmonic distortion, and it's great when you have quick attacks. It really catches the transients nicely without introducing any audible or minimal audible compression. So you can see it's nice and smooth sounding. You can see and hear it. Let me dial that back up. We have bus compression for the typical kind of quote-unquote glue that we're used to getting when we want nice compression on drum buses or mix buses or subgroups. So aggressive but also kind of smooth at the same time. Punch is great for analog style compression. And you can see and hear the slightly different characteristics. And pumping is great for EDM music when we want to get a lot of compression that's staying in long and create a rhythmic kind of pulsing effect. So you can see and hear it's more aggressive. Now, related to this, what I think is a great feature on this is the hold control. We can introduce hold so that it stays compressed longer before it reaches the release phase. So you can see it staying down, and that's great for creating those rhythmic kind of effects. So that's sort of the overview of the interface. Let's listen to this in some real-world examples. Here's a lead vocal without anything applied yet.
The time has come, so take me and away we'll run to another.
Sounds nice. There's a little bit of sibilance, so I'm going to compress this in vocal mode so we get a little bit of aggressive clamping down. And let's just adjust this to start with, and then we'll use some sidechain settings to try and clamp down on the S's and T's a bit.
The time has come, so take me and away we'll run to another place and time where we can leave the world behind.
All right, so that's pretty transparent, nice, evening it out. Let's look at the sidechain section. I'm going to turn on one of these bands, and here we go. And let's go to audition mode, and we can zero in on the upper mids.
The time has come, so take me and
I think I'm going to switch this to a shelf.
the time has come, so take me and away we'll run to another.
All right, so I'm really emphasizing those S's and T's. So let's go out of audition mode, and we can listen to that now being applied to the compression, and we can dial in the amount, which I really like.
The time has come, so take me and away we'll run to another place and time where we can leave the world behind. The time is here.
So really nice nuanced control that allows you to clamp down where you need to using the sidechain's internal EQ settings. Here it is on a drum bus subgroup, and I've got a default setting, and I'm going to dial in some very aggressive compression, and then we'll use these controls to blend it with the dry signal. I'm going to start with the punch setting here. So we're getting a real pumping style. With these aggressive settings, let's listen to the different styles here. They'll have different qualities, but with those aggressive settings, which I would never use, let's dial up some dry signal and blend in the wet. I'm going to bring this down, so we'll start with the uncompressed signal. So there's a way of using some really aggressive settings, blending with the dry signal to get a nice snap and attack added to the drums. So those are a couple of real-world examples of how you might use the Pro-C 2. There are a couple of other really cool new features in this upgrade. There's a variable look ahead that can be set up to 20 milliseconds or disabled for zero latency processing when we're using it directly on tracks. There's up to 4 times oversampling to help reduce any aliasing or artifacts when we're setting it for fast, aggressive compression. And there's variable stereo linking where we can process mid-only or side-only or mid-side processing. And I love the sidechain feature where we can adjust the filter types on the sidechain EQ bands, which you just saw me do. And there's a great MIDI triggering feature that, when it's enabled, allows you to trigger compression by hitting a note on a MIDI keyboard controller, great for musical EDM-style effects and ability to control the compressor. Installation is routine. I'll give it a 9 out of 10. In terms of new features, I'm going to say 8 out of 10, and that's only because it was already feature-packed in the first version. Presets, I'm going to say 8.5 out of 10. There's a fantastic palette of presets to start with, but they're jumping off points, and you really need to customize them to get it to work with your music. In terms of the interface and ease of use, I'm going to give it a 9 out of 10. I think this upgrade has really enhanced that by means of hiding and showing different parts of the interface and letting you customize how you're working with it. Sound value, definitely 9 out of 10. This always has and still is a fantastic sounding plugin. And in terms of value, I'm going to say 9 out of 10.